Messages I would have would be that we have looked at the numbers of children in institutional care across Europe and Central Asia, and because of the recommendations from the UN General Assembly that no child under 3 should be in institutional care, we've concentrated on young children. How many children less than 3 are in institutions? And we know that Bulgaria has made a big effort to close their baby homes, and certainly that's seen in the statistics when you compare the levels in 2003, where Bulgaria were the second or third, well, certainly in the top 5 of the whole of Europe for numbers of babies in institutional care. They've made a concerted effort and the numbers have significantly decreased. So when we last looked in 2014, there was 7 in every 10,000 less than there was 10 years ago. However, everybody else has also been deinstitutionalizing their babies, and so that Bulgaria, unfortunately, as a proportion of children under 3 in their population, they're still quite high and in the top 10. So there's still work to be done. Now, I know there's been a lot of effort in improving the quality of care within the institutions for young children under 5. And I think that money might have been better spent in developing foster care programs and professional foster care, where foster carers are trained like social workers and are paid a salary to look after a child or a series of children. And I think the development of professional foster care would have been a better way to spend the money than improving the quality of care in the residential care institutions. One thing that they've created is small units within the institutions, and now they call those small baby homes or small institutions. And where a child lives in a residence of more than 5 children, this is quite unusual now for children to be brought up in very large families, and certainly there's a consequence on their own development because they need that one-to-one relationship with the parent. So for their sense of identity, their sense of well-being, that's what's lacking, whether it's a big institution or a small institution. So I'm afraid that I think that investment in reorganising, redesigning institutions to make them better quality and make them smaller is probably a waste of money when we could have put it into developing foster care and having babies in family-based care. The importance of having babies in family-based care is that they don't then grow up in institutions, going from one institution to the next or one foster care family to the next, and they end up with greater chance of being delinquent, greater chance of crime and alcohol and drug abuse, and they become a real problem. So we must concentrate on the under 5s so we break that cycle of developing these teenagers with problems in 10 years' time. And so I wish Bulgaria the best in continuing to decrease the numbers of young children, especially in institutional care.